to talk about order of operation today. Mathematically, as you look at a problem like 6 plus 4 times 5, you have two operations. You have an addition and you have a multiplication. There are rules, but I'd like to go through a representation first, just so that you can understand why those rules are they are. First thing, looking at it, I'm going to write this out in words. So I would have 6 plus, and this means I've got groups. I have 4 groups of 5. Okay, now let's draw a picture that explains what that means. I have 6, so I'm going to just draw things. The whole object is for us to concentrate on the number of objects rather than which operation. Okay, now 4 groups of 5, so that means I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 4 groups, 5 in each group. So now, as I look at it in addition, what I have here is that I have the 6 plus a 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now looking at that, whether either here or here, I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, and 26. So I'm looking at 26 would be my answer for that problem. Noticing that the group work really had to be done before adding those 6 on. Another example, 3 times 4 plus 5 times 6. We have 3 operations that we have: multiplication, addition, and multiplication. So first of all, let's look at that in terms of words. This means that I have 3 groups of 4, and I'm going to add that, so plus 5 groups of 6. Okay, so let's represent that with a drawing. 3 groups of 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 1, 2, 3 groups of 4. Now I need to add that to 5 groups of 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you will notice that some of this can get very cumbersome when the numbers get large. So when you are doing this, you really want to keep the problems with small numbers in this form. Later on, we'll show you a shortcut to make it a lot less cumbersome. Okay, so now doing my adding, I'm going to be adding 3 groups of 4. So that means 4 plus 4 plus 4. And then I have 5 groups of 6. So I have plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Now, looking at the answer, I can go ahead and I can just add these up, or I can use some shortcuts. I know that 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12, and 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 30, which when I add it together then gives me 42. This time let's look at a problem that's got some parentheses in it. We've got 5 plus 4, and remember, when there is no sign visible, it means to multiplication. So if you want, you can plop a little time sign in there if you would like to keep track of what you're going to do. Okay, so now let's first of all put this into words. I've got 5 plus, and then I have 4 groups, and what are those groups of? 3 plus 2. Okay, so now let's do a representation. I've got the 5, and I'm going to use different figures here but it's not necessary. It just is more obvious when I come down here and I say 4 groups of 3 plus 2. So that means 3 and a 2. This would be one group of 3 plus 2. Okay, then another, I've got the 3 and 2, one more group, and then the third group, and then a fourth group. Okay, what I have then is the 5 plus 4 groups of 3 plus 2. Now let's look at this in addition only. I'm going to have the 5 plus, and then a 3 plus 2 plus a 3 plus 2 plus a 3 plus 2 plus a 3 plus 2. Okay, now you can see where your order of operation comes in is that you've got to deal with that parenthesis first. Okay, so let's add them up. What I've actually got is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 5 plus my 20, which is 25. Let's do that same problem, but let's use a shortcut now. What I want to do is, instead of writing out 5 circles, I'm going to put 5 inside of a circle, because I know that I need to group them in a shortened version. Okay, 4 groups of 3 plus 2, I can do a 3 plus 2, a 3 plus 2, a 3 plus 2, and a 3 plus 2. Those each are a group. Okay, but I could also have written a 5, and then a 5, a 5, a 5, and a 5. That comes down, that right here, that tells me I would have had the 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, and that takes us right away to the 25. Doing it in this form, it means that you are writing down the number of dots or triangles or squares, but you're not actually drawing each of them out. This still concentrates on the number of objects rather than which operation comes first.